Today I'm going to show you how to add controller support for Oblivion on Steam. If you're like me and you can't stand using the keyboard and mouse and you started on the Xbox 360 with this game and you just much prefer a controller, this is going to be a great tutorial for you. Okay, so the first step is to make sure that you have an install of Oblivion on your computer. I already installed it. You can see here in Steam I can click play. If you already tried to mod Oblivion before and you run into any issues after this video, you might want to start over with a clean install. So you're going to probably want to uninstall all your mods, remove all that data, and then uninstall Oblivion, and then delete the folder that Oblivion and all of the metadata was downloaded to. Okay, so the next step is you're going to want to go to Google, and you're going to want to Google Vortex Mod Manager. There are other mod managers that you can try. This is the one that I'm familiar with. This is a popular one. It's been recommended to me, so that's the one I'm going to go with. You click download latest version, and then you're going to want to click manual next to download, and then you're going to want to click download. And then if you have the free version, just click slow install. Even though it says slow install, it's really not that bad as long as you have decent internet. As you can see up here for me, it says it's going to take 2 minutes. Okay, now that that's installed, you're going to want to go to your downloads folder, and Vortex is right here. You're going to want to double click that, click yes. You're going to want to select which drive you want it installed to. I want it on my F drive, so click OK. I'm going to create a folder called, I'll call it Vortex. We'll just call it Vortex. Install. Okay, and then you can leave this check mark here so that way it'll open once you click finish. Okay, now it's open. So you can ignore any notifications you have up here. I'll show you what to do with those in a second. You can click games. If you don't have Oblivion here, you can search for it up here. Here, I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to just stop managing this so I can show you how to do it if you're starting from scratch. Start typing in Oblivion, then click manage. Okay. Now we're going to want to switch over back to the nexusmods.com website. Here, I'll just go to the home page. Now you're going to want to have an account. I'm already signed in here. So I'm tracking the mods that we're going to need for this, and I'll explain what that means in a second. So if I type in Oblivion, it'll bring up my mods specifically for Oblivion. So you don't necessarily need all of these mods for this particular tutorial. The main ones you're going to need are Sky BSA and then Northern UI. Northern UI Rumble is Rumble support for your controller. And then this is just like a bug fix mod. And then this is kind of something similar, supposed to fix a bunch of bugs. So if you don't know how to track these mods, so basically what tracking means is that you can save a mod to your account, so that way if you ever uninstall them or you lose them, you can't find them, they're always going to be tied to your account, so you know like those are your favorite mods and you can always go back to those. So I'll show you how to get to those. Click games here, type Oblivion, just click enter. Oblivion comes here, click that. Okay, now you're in the Oblivion section on the website, and now make sure this tab says mods. You're going to want to type in Sky BSA. Okay, click that. So I'm going to untrack it for a second just so you can see how to track it. So you click here, click track, and then that keeps it to your account. So basically you have like a collection of all your mods. You'll find them clicking this icon and then going to Tracking Center. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go back to Tracking Center. And I'm going to go back to Oblivion here. So you're going to want to, you're probably not going to have all of these mods tracked to your account right away, because that's why I'm showing you in the tutorial. So just how I searched for Sky BSA, you're going to have to search for Northern UI up here. So I'm going to go through them and I'm going to show you what to do. So click Sky BSA, and then the easiest option is to just click Vortex next to download. If you click manual, it's going to download the mod to your downloads folder, and then you're going to have to drag them into your mod manager. But if you just click Vortex, it just installs it directly into your mod manager. So that's what I'm going to do. Click download. That little pop-up, it was just telling me that for this mod, you're required to download this thing called OBSE. And I'll show you how to do that in a second too. So now it says one active mod because I just installed that Sky BSA mod. So you're going to want to click mods over here, and now you can see that that mod is enabled. Now you're going to want to go up to the notifications up here, and you're going to want to go through all of these. Like, a lot of these are suggestions that are pretty important. So we'll see what this one does. More download linking. Okay, only one application can be set up to handle Nexus Mod Manager. Is now registered to do that. Okay, that's just a notification explaining that I believe you can only have one mod manager at a time. So that's basically saying Vortex is now my mod manager. Okay, so I'm going to X out of that notification. Invalid primary tool. Now this notification came up because I previously had Vortex installed and I had some mods installed, but then I uninstalled them and deleted them. So there's probably like some metadata somewhere that it's telling it that I made some changes. So I'm going to just close out of that. Loose files may not get loaded. I'm going to click fix, and then script extender not installed. This is what I said before for the Sky BSA mod. This thing is required to be installed in order for that to work properly. So you're going to want to click download. And then you're going to want to click slow download. Okay. Oh, no. Actually, instead of doing it that way, I forgot. This does have a direct to Vortex download, so I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to click slow download and open it into Vortex. And now it's downloading, and now it has been downloaded. So this, like I said, this is required in order to use Sky BSA, and I believe this is also required to use the other mod we're going to install, which is Northern UI. This one is pretty crucial. It's pretty much needed to use any mod on Oblivion. But I'm going to unenable these real quick, or disable them, because I forgot one step that I needed to explain. You should open up Oblivion before you add any mods. I think opening up Oblivion, it probably sets up like something in the folder that allows the mods to work a little bit better. I'm not too good with that. I don't know. That's just what I've read and what I've heard. So I'm going to listen to the experts. Yeah, you don't have to actually, well, I'm going to just go into the game just to be safe. Say that is no longer present. Some objects may no longer be available. Maybe that's because I don't have the mods. Let me see. Nah, I'm going to just exit out of that for now. Which that's weird because the game saves to the cloud. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to see if that still comes up. I'm sure it's fine. Last time I did this, it worked out fine. I don't remember getting that notification. Okay. Maybe it's because I did it with mods. I saved it with mods, so maybe that's why that notification's coming up. Oh, it's fine. I'm still right where I was when I saved the game. So I'm not really sure why that pop-up came up. Maybe there was something specific to the mods that I had. Exit game. But once I reinstall the mods, it'll be fine. Okay. So now that you've opened Oblivion at least once before you install the mods, I'm going to re-enable these mods. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the website. I'm going to go back to my tracking center. Like I said, you're going to have to just search for this next mod. Or I'll just do it for you because I actually forgot a step. So go to Northern UI Mods. Click that. And then you go to Files. And as you can see, there's two different options to choose from here. Northern UI, I believe it gives it more of like a Skyrim look. UI is user interface. Northern UI away, vanilla style. So vanilla means it's just like the original game. It gives it like more of an original look and feel, like specific to Oblivion. And that's the one I prefer because I like playing vanilla games, vanilla versions of games. And then on top of that, when I was using Northern UI, it seemed like everything was like not really where it was supposed to be. It wasn't really working right for me. So I found that Northern UI vanilla style actually works much better. But if you can figure out how to configure this one, maybe it'll work for you. But I'm going to just stick with this one. So go to Mod Manager Download. This is another pop-up telling you you need OBSE, which we already installed. Click download, then click slow download. Again, if you have the free version. Okay, open Vortex. And now it's installing that mod. Now those are really the only mods that you're going to need for this. But I'm going to go through and install the other mods that I have tracked because I mean, those worked out for me. Okay, open Vortex. Just in case you guys are curious about the other mods I have here tracked to my account. This is supposed to fix a bunch of bugs in the engine. I don't know if it was working. I'm assuming it was working. My game did crash a few times, so just make sure to continuously save the game, but even if you didn't have these mods, I think you'd still need to do that because I believe Oblivion is known to be a pretty buggy game. And then unofficial Oblivion patch, it kind of does something similar. It fixes a bunch of bugs in the game. Again, I don't know if it was working correctly. I need to look more into if I have to configure those mods somehow. I'm going to go back to Vortex, and you can see all these mods are now enabled. You can go to plugins over here. Oh, wait, what's up here? The mod unofficial Oblivion patch contains multiple plugins. Okay, I'm going to just click enable all. Okay. So apparently these plugins, at least these three, came with that mod that I was telling you about, and they fix certain things in the game. Now these two plugins, I'm not sure if these also came with that unofficial Oblivion patch, but just to be safe, I'm going to just go with enabled. Sometimes certain mods don't work well with other mods, so you might want to disable certain things just to see if certain mods are conflicting with one another. Actually, you know what? I am going to go back because I want to see if those plugins are part of this. So I'm going to uninstall the unofficial Oblivion patch real quick. Remove. Okay, so these two weren't part of that. I'm not sure which mod those are from. This kind of, at least this part, we're getting a little sidetracked here, but this kind of will explain how to remove mods to you if you're new to modding with Oblivion. I'm just going through them to kind of figure out where those plugins came from. Something tells me that those plugins just show up as soon as you start managing Oblivion. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all that again. You can probably just skip this part. Yeah, see, as soon as you start managing the game, these come up. Okay, so yeah, these are just DLCs that come with the game. If you have it on Steam, like you should if you're watching this video, I'm going to just enable these because I probably will want to play these DLCs at some point. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back and go through all these mods again, and you can just skip this part if you want. Okay, now I have all those mods reinstalled. If you did decide to go ahead and install this unofficial Oblivion patch, if you go to the plugins, these will be disabled by default, and then you can just click enable all. So now we're ready to go. So I'm going to just show you something. If you launch the game from Steam, the mods will not be working because you have to launch it from the Vortex Manager in order for this to work. Like, oh. What happened there was that actually was working. The Northern UI mod was working, and that's because I downloaded the wrong one. Because I was going through it pretty quickly. And I always forget I like the vanilla version. So I'm going to go back to Nexus mods. Northern UI. Go to Files. Go to Northern UI Away, Vanilla Style, and click Mod Manager Download. What I installed last time was just the regular Northern UI. So for some reason, when you install that one and you launch it from Steam, it does appear to be working. Well, the controller support for some reason doesn't seem to be working, but the UI aspect of it does. But like I said, when you install the regular Northern UI, it doesn't really work very well. It doesn't work as intended, I don't think. Like I said, you probably have to configure it some type of way. So I'm just going to stick with this version, and that's the one that I recommend. So I'm going to launch it again so you can see what I mean. Like, if you launch it from Steam, you won't notice a difference in the game. It's still going to be like you still have to use a keyboard and a mouse. Oh. Well, the mouse is, or the controller is kind of working, but it's like not working the right way for some reason. Only the left analog stick is working. Nothing else is working. So I'm going to get out of it. Exit the game. But it's fine. You'll see what I mean in a second. So go back to Vortex. And you're going to want to always launch it from Vortex using this icon here if you want the mods to be working right. So launch it there. And now controller support should be working. See? Left analog stick works. And now that pop-up is not coming up anymore. That's telling me that my save game was based off some previous data that's no longer there. Now it's working fine. My right analog stick is working. If you hit B, you'll see, like, the cool thing about Northern UI vanilla style is it shows you the icon. So it makes it look like Oblivion had this set up for a controller. Like, it makes it feel very native and natural. I'm not sure if that's what the original Oblivion looked like for Xbox 360, but it feels great to me, and it's really improved my experience. Because I tried playing this game multiple times with the mouse and keyboard, and I just kept quitting because it just felt so janky. It didn't feel right, and now it feels great. See, like, I can move around with the left analog stick. I can use the left trigger, right trigger. I can jump with Y. I can put my weapon back with X. Right bumper does spells. Left trigger helps you block, or if you have a shield, it lets you use your shield. Right trigger lets you swing the sword or shoot any weapon you have. If you press the right analog stick in, it'll switch perspectives. And then if you hit the left analog stick in, you'll crouch. And then the start button pops that up. The select button pops that up, telling you, like, you can select how long you want to wait somewhere, which I didn't even know that. I was hitting T to do that on my keyboard because that's what someone in chat told me to do, but I just figured that out, that you can use the select button to do that. I don't think the directional pads do anything, but yeah. This thing has worked great for me, and I hope that you guys enjoy it also. I think it'll definitely improve your experience so much if you prefer to play with controller. Alright guys, hope that helps.